Into Anambra State, where Governor Willie Obiano has commiserated with 5 families in 5 communities of the state who lost their family members to flood-related accidents. The governor, who personally visited the homes of the affected families, also used the opportunity to caution on the dangers associated with flooding.
Anaku, a quiet agrarian community in Anyamelum local government area of Anambra State, is still mourning the death of one of their own. A pregnant woman who drowned with her daughter in a canal at a rice farm during heavy rainfall. This torching incident has attracted the attention of the state government, and Governor Willie Obiano is in the community to commiserate with the victim's family. He moves to the scene of the incident, where it was reported that some angry youths allegedly destroyed some property over the tragedy.
I will appeal to the Anaku people. In future, whenever there's a challenge like this, you come to the governor. That's how to do it. Don't take laws into your hand and go in destroying property.
From Anaku, the team moves to Ibariam and Nteje to sympathize with other families who lost loved ones to flood disasters. The governor came with some advice for residents.
So my advice to everybody is, whenever there's a flash flood, please do not attempt to go into that place, even if you know before that drainage was shallow.
It's a pathetic scenario in Ebu Umuenem area of Nnewi, where the body of a 45-year-old man who also drowned is yet to be recovered. Governor Obiano has ordered Civil Defense and the Ministry of Works to conduct a search to find the missing body and also redesign the road.
By tomorrow morning, the Ocha Brigade, the Civil Defense and the Ministry of Works with their equipment are here to excavate this place and locate the fellow, dead or alive. You know, that's the only time we'll know what has happened.
The last port of call is the latest scene of flood tragedy in Amobia, where a 14-year-old girl lost her life. Some of the flood-prone areas like Nibo are already getting necessary support, with equipment already deployed to open up natural water channels.
New partnership aimed at developing a robust response plan for a resilient agricultural sector is underway. The managing director of the Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agriculture, Aliyu Abdulhamid, explains that the new deal will also build capacities of Nigerian farmers to identify and manage climate risks in agriculture business.
Climate risk profile reports of African countries like Sudan, Ethiopia and Kenya shows that agriculture and water resources are the most adversely affected by key climate impact, and this weakens the fight against poverty, food insecurity and resource depletion. How to address this impact on farmers and the nation's economy is the reason why key officials of NERSAL and the International Center for Tropical Agriculture are meeting.
NERSAL, being an agricultural finance risk management company, is therefore keen to ensure that all universes of risk that can jeopardize the future of the sector are dimensioned and adequately addressed. Climate risks inclusive.
With over 50 years of experience in managing risks associated with climate for farmers, officials of the International Center for Tropical Agriculture explain what Nigerian farmers stand to benefit from the partnership.
We admire the excellence here in this institution, and we feel NERSAL will be a worthy custodian of our knowledge, our decades-long knowledge and expertise in developing these profiles. And so we will be transferring the knowledge of developing these profiles to NERSAL.
There were words of support from representatives of the Ministry of Environment.
In aligning my ministry with the objective of this agreement, I'm particularly delighted that a key outcome of the project is to engender private sector participation and investment in climate-smart agriculture, which will result in climate resilience agricultural value chains and guarantee food security for our ever-growing population.
To match their words with action, representatives of NERSL and CAIT put pen to paper to sign the deal. This new deal is expected to boost agribusiness in the country.
Estimated billing has been described as the nightmare of electricity consumers in the country. If 10,000 megawatts is allocated to an area, and it is discovered that only 2,000 megawatts was used by metered customers, the balance of 8,000 megawatts will be billed to the unmetered customers because it is assumed they used it. Metering of customers will eliminate this problem.
Without sufficient number of meters in the network, you have a large portion of billing being estimated, and that causes a lot of problems.
This phase of the metering by the electricity distribution company will provide meters for 222,728 customers.
The commitment of 10 billion naira for the provision of 222,728 pieces of meters alone is therefore a bold move by our company.
Representing the Minister of Power, Works and Housing at the event is the Director of Power at the Ministry. She spoke on the metering project being an employment provider and asked consumers to be more prudent in their use of electricity.
We don't want customers to take matters into their hands by going to bypass. Please write to NERC. If you educate customers, they will see that once they are able to control their consumption, their bills will go down.
The shortage or lack of meters is at the root of the huge losses suffered by discos and is the cause of many disagreements between them and their customers. It is hoped that a successfully executed metering program will enhance both transparency in the billing of customers as well as energy accountability.
And we hear it's a dawn of partnerships and associations. Well, let's join Anne Wilder with the business news.
You First. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Millicent. The Nigerian capital market today witnessed the historic launch of the Association of Securities Exchanges, which is aimed at encouraging information sharing and advocacy among members. Temple Ashaju reports.
They are playing together.
The birthing of the Association of Securities Exchanges of Nigeria for collaboration among the registered exchanges in the domestic economy. The association was incorporated last year as a non-operational entity, but this event marks the official launch with a view to advance the Nigerian capital market with one voice. According to the inaugural chairman, Mr. Oscar Onyema, the aim is to promote information sharing among members.
Capacity building we've talked about. We've also talked about making sure that we can collaborate together in developing products that span various offerings that we have. So those are some of the benefits.
The association has a full membership of 5 exchanges with readiness to promote collective interest.
SON, the Standards Organization of Nigeria, have already developed standards, grades and standards for a number of commodities that both exchanges are trading. And what is left now is for those commodities, for those grades and standards to be exposed. So we do collaborate.
ASEN also has the regulatory backing of the Securities and Exchange Commission as well as the Debt Management Office.
Level of activity in the domestic market has reduced in terms of new issues. The purpose essentially is to make sure there's business room for all the other segments of the market. So this is an extremely brilliant initiative, and we hope that it will be extended, its activities will be extended in such a manner that supports economic development as well as growth.
Over the years, the Nigerian capital market has evolved with these exchanges and more in the offing. This convergence will go a long way to amplify a healthy competition in the securities markets. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
Africa's biggest mobile operator, MTN Group, has reported a 7% decline in half-year profit due to lower contributions from associates and joint ventures. The results released today were negatively affected by a 66% drop to 197 million rand, mainly from its joint venture in Iran, and a huge loss in its e-commerce joint venture, and that's Africa Internet Holdings. The South African telecoms giant has declared a dividend of 175 cents per share and says that it plans to pay a total of 500 cents for the 2018 financial year. Let's check out the local equities market. It has ended the midweek trading session negative for the third straight session this week. Sell-offs are dominating all major sectors. Let's join Chimezie Obiwagu for more.
Thank you and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Nigerian equities index remains on the lower trajectory as political risk appears to be the focal point of all investment decisions at this time. The all-share index was down 0.09%. The oil and gas sector is still the major drag on the market, with Total and O&O down 2.56% and 4.39% each. Corn oil resumed trading today after the NSE lifted technical suspension on the shares, but the share price was unchanged. Transaction value took a beating, with the figure leaving the billion naira threshold to close at a paltry 730.08 million naira, while volume also dropped significantly. There is no doubt these are turbulent times for the market, but most analysts believe that only the patient investors will benefit in the medium to long term. And that was the Stock Market Report. I'm Chimezie Obiwagu.
Thank you, Chimezie. And talking about investors outside the shores of Nigeria and global stock markets, they are actually focusing on trade tensions between the US and China, as well as latest corporate earnings report. And that affected figures for today. Let's see it. And with those figures, we end business news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. It's back to you, Millicent.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you, Anne. Still ahead on the news at 10. Falconers of Nigeria seek redemption when they face Minnows Haiti tomorrow in their second group game of the 2018 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. That's in sports news. Please stay with us.